now, meat. Guess who's back? Back again. She's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
Hi guys, I'm MC Aqre Truth, and I'm back. Now, I've been away for a couple of months now, and I just wanted to say that there was nothing sinister behind me taking a step back from social media and from YouTube. I just simply needed a break. I'll explain more towards the end of the video, but let me say that no white hats, black hats, pink hats have got to me. Charlie's boys didn't turn up at my door. Simon didn't press any charges against me, right? So let me make that clear now. Now, they do say, when the cat's away, the mice will play. So what's been happening with our favourite grifters whilst I've been gone? Let's check that out now.
Dropping this on Mahoney like a bombshell, because I haven't pre-warned him about this. But I had a wonderful, wonderful lady who came up to me.
Yeah.
Who believes that she's the real bloodline for the royal family in the United Kingdom. And I think you and I, with our history and background, should document it and put it out to the public and let them decide.
No, Charlie Ward. No, David Mahoney. Don't start that again.
Hey, now don't start that again.
Look, you guys think that I go away for a couple of months and you've got an opening, an opportunity to start spreading this bullcrap again about a new heir to the throne. Are you kidding me? You know, I take my eye off the ball for a short amount of time and suddenly you're like, yeah, let's start this project again. Let's start talking about this new king. Are you serious? And you say, I think you and I, Dave Mahoney, with our history and background, that we should investigate this and put this out there. You guys are the worst people ever to trust around these matters. Are you serious? You failed with, you know, Dave Mahoney dropped 50 grand making a professional documentary around this crap. And I completely destroyed the narrative. Because I looked into it. Because people wanted to believe, oh yeah, you're gonna dethrone this lizard, Lizzie, and this, that, and the other, right? And they just wanted anyone. They'd put a monkey on the throne if they could, right? And so Greg Hallett, this total narcissist, this total liar, this fraud, you guys promoted this. You guys made a documentary about this, and you know it took someone to come forward and stop all these people throwing money at Greg Hallett, believing that in 2020 he was going to walk into Buckingham Palace, that they were refurbishing it for him, right? And we're still waiting for the paint to dry. Are you kidding me? Right? Luckily enough, not through just my efforts, justice, lots of other people, a lot of the videos. I made so many videos. That's what launched my channel. I did it to not launch a channel. I did it to help people, especially people that I knew that were mentally affected by being lied to like this, around this, because they wanted it to be true. And when they found out it wasn't true, I felt bad. But I was someone who followed conspiracy theory, someone that followed mystery, conspiracy, things that didn't make sense. Something that really interested me, and this whole story, I was like, oh wow, this is cool, let's look into it. And I was like, there's something so wrong about this, but so many people believing in it. I completely destroyed the narrative. I managed to his family made a video and they wanted to talk to me, and I talked to them, and then I ended up meeting friends of his from high school, and then I ended up talking to the person that financed these books, The Hidden King of England, that he wrote with this other guy who was claiming to be king, right? And I read through these. You can't buy these anywhere. Try and buy them. You can't, right? And I read through them. It's mostly pish, right? Not only that, I talked to the person that financed those books. Greg never paid him back for that. The whole thing was a mess, and it was untrue. And there was another guy claiming to be king, and he stopped doing that, and he didn't want to go any further. And so Greg stole that story. And the worst thing was, this is what launched Charlie Ward's career in the truther movement. And it was all based on a lie. And then he came forward to explain that he knew it was a lie all along. You know what? We're going to have to take a trip down memory lane here. So I'm going to show a clip. But this is what happened. Number 11. Promoting a fake king. The apparent King John III. Now, this is a big one. Charlie's big breakthrough came from promoting a fake king, Greg Hallett, who was stating that he was the rightful King of England, as well as holding the title Christ. On doing this, Charlie went from hundreds to a few thousand followers to tens of thousands of followers. He later stated that he was on the fence around this whole situation. However, this is simply not true.
We have the absolute pleasure to be joined today with Greg Hallett, the real King of England. He has a bunch of titles and fulfills all the predictions.
God save Donald Trump. God save our children. And God save King John III.
Charlie later stated that he'd known the truth all along from the beginning, that Greg Hallett wasn't the rightful bloodline to be king. This threw a spanner in the works to this whole narrative and should be a major red flag for anyone listening to him.
And Greg Hallett was getting signs coming to him, and the signs weren't coming to the other guy. So they basically agreed to switch roles. So that Greg assumed the role that he was going to be King John III, and the other guy was going to be the Crown Prince. They agreed. And then they fell out. And that's why all the books of those histories have been destroyed. And I knew that information right from the start. But I just thought, I'm going to give you the airtime and see if you actually tell everybody what has happened. And he's chosen at this stage not to do so. If he chooses to tell everybody that, then I think it would do an awful lot of good. Dave Mahoney knows the truth. Lee Dawson knows the truth. Jack Kidd knows the truth. I'm not going to force him to tell the truth.
At one point, you set up a fundraiser for the king.
I did right at the very start.
I don't know. I'm not going to take sides like I didn't the last time.
No, I know who you're talking about, Charlie. I talked to her as well, and the evidence she brought with her from photos and scrapbooks and some really disturbing stories about torture, literally.
Yep.
Orderly torture. I think we should follow up on that story.
I do too.
You're not going to take sides, Charlie, like you didn't the last time. Are you flipping kidding me? You literally said, God bless King John III. And here's Greg Hallett, the real King of England. Right? You supported that. You even started a bloody fundraiser for this guy. Right? You were all in on this. Don't say you were indifferent to the whole thing. It was only when all the heat came against you, it came against David Mahoney, that you had to bow out, much to, obviously, the upset of David Mahoney, your good friend, who had spent 50 grand making a biased documentary on this. You had to say, you know what, I'm not going to be caught up in this as much as I'm your friend. I'm going to say I knew all along that it was bull. And yeah, I'm sorry, David Mahoney, I'm sorry that hurt you. And I'm sorry, that you felt so bad that when I was questioning people that were still believing in all this crap, that you were to offer 250 quid for my name and address. That's shocking. I think that I'm worth more than that. Not to mention that the threats that I've had from Charlie that have been well documented on my channel. How dare you guys come back and say that, you guys are the guys for the job. Let's go in and investigate this. Like, you guys are trustworthy in these matters. You guys have proven to be the biggest frauds in these matters. No one should trust you with these matters. If you also want to investigate this, let me and Justice take the evidence and have a look at it. Like we did with Greg Hallett and completely destroyed it. You guys have got platforms and people listening to you, and you guys should have your due diligence around this. Because people believe in you no matter, even if they're proven wrong, because they want to, because this big opium bubble, this whole thing that's going on right now where people just want to believe in stuff and they won't listen to any reason because they like to hear this stuff and they want it to be true. They don't want to listen to the M-seekers of the world, the intel ladies, the justices, the cold beer confessionals, the Alethea projects. They don't want to listen to that. They want to listen to what feels nice and fuzzy and warm and debts forgiven and kings taking over and stuff. And it's all not true and it all doesn't happen. The QFS isn't here. And the Zara Zara hasn't happened. Wake up, guys. You think you're awake? Wake up.
And then let's not forget what you later, a year later, decided to believe, or what information you decided to spread around that you'd heard from another fake king grifter. This one much more ridiculous than the first. Spread around about me, which was just sick. Now, for the benefit of those who are unaware of the full situation, here's some clips put together so that you can understand the situation around that. So here's another quick walk down memory lane.
About a year ago, me and Justice did a video on a guy who was claiming he was the Kingsman. The Kingsman being the bodyguard to the rightful King of England. At that time, there was a guy called Greg Hallett going around saying he's the king and he's got documents to prove that he has the blood right to the throne of England. Now, after Greg Hallett has disappeared and his whole narrative has been destroyed, now Gareth is calling himself king. Not only that, he's renamed himself Patrick Kennedy. He claims he's the son of John F. Kennedy. I attempted to get an interview with Patrick Kennedy, or King Arthur Pendragon, as he calls himself. So I managed to get this interview by using a fake channel, Patriot One TV, and also donning a disguise. You didn't die in 1963 when you were born. But you were smuggled to England, and your father died 2 months after you were born in 1963. And then in 1981, you were born again somehow. I don't understand that, because if you're Patrick Kennedy, you would have been born in 1963, which would make you 57 or 58 right now. But you've claimed you're 40 years old.
Yes, I am 40 years old.
Can you explain this to me?
Yes, I am Patrick Kennedy.
What about the difference in years? I mean, you'd be 58.
Yeah.
Are you 58?
Not yet.
How old are you?
I am 40.
How does this story work?
It works very well because John F. Kennedy is not dead.
But it's so hot in here. It's so hot. Do you mind if I take my wig off?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too hot with the wig. I'm sure you know that, right? You wear wigs too?
No.
You don't? Oh, that's crazy, man. Can you explain this?
No, don't know that one.
You don't know that one. This is Gareth Barrett.
I don't know who he is even. That's not me, I'm telling you.
Wow. Clone again? Do you reckon?
This is King Arthur Pendragon. I'm just bringing a message to you all and to making you aware of many things, including I will tell you a little bit about myself. Myself, I had to use a cover name for when I was undercover. That was Gareth Barrett. But I am not Gareth Barrett. I am Patrick Kennedy. I am not having no corrupted fake organisations like these media online organisations thinking they could bring me down by little research, listening to somebody's word of mouth. They don't know nothing about me. So they could post these fake little lies out about me. But I will tell you this, and I will tell you this now. If they do it, they will be committing treason against the king. And also, high treason carries the gallows. So maybe they should think about that first, before they post this letter out, or post this even video out or what they want to do with me.
After his threats to send me to the gallows for high treason and have me hung if I put out that video, obviously I still put out the video. And so a day later, he then put out a fake court document, public order of revocation, nullifying all content that Seeker of Truth has against me. In the name Patrick Kennedy, or any other name must be destroyed immediately. Any other name, huh? An arrest warrant will be issued by peacekeepers if you choose to ignore this order. This order is issued to Seeker of Truth, so not my real name, Seeker of Truth, of course. Let it be known that as of today, the 23rd day of September 2021, you are obligated under law to destroy all content in regards to Patrick Kennedy and in any other name. Of course, like Gareth Barrett. Let it be known that if you disregard this order of revocation in capitals and do not immediately stand down from your office as an agent of the criminal body, what criminal body? What? You will be considered and declared to be colluding with this body and person in their proven crimes and treason against the people, and you will be subject to arrest and imprisonment. Ooh. This order is being issued by the International Common Law Court of Justice and its authority under natural law. But let's go to the top again. Nullifying all content that Seeker of Truth has against me in the name of Patrick Kennedy. So this has come from you, not from a court. It was so obvious. It's so silly. Obviously, I just laughed at it. So this is the first of these documents, and obviously I laughed at it. I posted it and paid no attention. So after I obviously didn't fall for that and didn't pay attention to A, his threats to have me hanged, and B, his threats to have legal action taken against me from some fake courts, he doubled down, and a few days later he sent out a very sick fake court document. This one is awful. Let me show you that. But this was spread around by a lot of gullible people, and of course we reported it, and they all got taken down, and afterwards I heard nothing for weeks. So let's have a look at that document now. This one is properly messed up. So again, he's got the logo from the International Common Law Court of Justice. Right, and so he starts off, Seeker of Truth, not my real name. So Seeker of Truth, you have been charged 12th of May 2020 for paedophilia and human trafficking in connection with known crimes against children, where all evidence against you has been presented to this common law court of justice. Bullshit. Anyway, carrying on. You must be held accountable for your crimes against children and your crimes in connection with human child trafficking. You are charged with the following 7 counts as follows. Right. First of all, if, in a real court document, any children's names would be redacted or omissed. They would not be in here. But let's have a look at these 7 names, which it just suddenly puts forward. And not to mention that they don't even know my real name or anything. So how have I been charged? How have I been tried and charged with the following? So first of all, you got Sarah Jeffries, age 14, from China. Sarah Jeffries, totally, yeah, that's totally a Chinese name. I mean, you could have made these names believable. Amy Fogg, age 13 years, from North America. Oh, so what? First of all, it was China. Now it's North America. It's not even the USA or, a country. Now it's going into continents. So it's a country, a continent. Then you've got Jessica Wilson, age 15 years old, from Jamaica. But that is totally not believable. Zoe Wiseman, age 11 years old, from Africa. Totally an African name. And not even from, any country in Africa. No, Africa in general as a continent. I mean, this is just laughable. All of these names are absolutely, I'm sure you can see, bullcrap. I mean, this is just awful. I mean, this is sick to put this out. And yeah, like I say, they wouldn't have included any minors' names in any court documents. It's just absolute bullshit. And these names don't even make sense. He didn't even go through the trouble of trying to make believable names. Your arrest is hereby issued to the persons named herein, having been duly tried, convicted and sentenced for deliberate criminal acts by this court and properly notified. You haven't properly notified me. I found this document that you were spreading around on your socials, right? I haven't been duly tried, convicted, and sentenced. I didn't even know about this. I had to find it from your socials. It's just laughable. And people that believe this and are spreading this around, shame on you. Where is your discernment? Shame on you. This could be anyone. This could be someone that you love. This could be your family. People spreading around this, like, I mean, where, you know, you claim to be awake. Are you? Are you really? Are you really awake?
For those people that just a little bit of fun, for those people who saw when I got trolled by M. Seeker, and then he dragged my son and Matthew Hardingham, well, it turns out he's a paedophile, so he's just protecting his own, and there's a group of them out there trying to expose him. So karma's a wonderful thing.
There's not a group out there trying to expose me. There's nothing to expose. There's a group trying to smear me, a group trying to defame me, a group committing offences, criminal offences. There is no evidence out there of supposed crimes that I've committed. There's some fake documents from some fake courts. These are clearly fake. You didn't even bother to look into it, Charlie, did you? No, because anyone that gives you intel, you just take it and run with it and put it on your show for clicks and likes and views. It's awful. This is criminal. You can't go about saying stuff like that with absolutely no evidence. There wouldn't be any evidence because it's not true. And if you bothered to look into it, you'd go, I'm not going to touch that. But no, you were so pleased to hear this, you didn't even bother to look into it. Like, you don't even bother to look into any intel that you get. People send you stuff and you just put it on your channel and say that it's intel from secret sources.
I had him on my show to try and out him over a year ago, 18 months ago, when he started trolling me. And then he had another go, and I just decided it wasn't worth the time. It wasn't worth the effort. I knew what he was. He was dirty. He was just a troll. He was paid. He was paid opposition. And I don't waste my time on that. I don't waste my time. I spend my time on doing good, ethical research.
Good ethical research. Oh, is that right? Is that right? Where's your good ethical research in any of this? In fact, when do you display any research in any of your videos? But where is the good ethical research around any of this? Around what you said 7 months ago, around what you're saying now? There's nothing. And I challenged you to provide any research around it. And what you said certainly wasn't ethical. And what you're saying now certainly isn't ethical. And you certainly don't have any research on Charlie Ward, I mean, F you for that. You are an absolute bell piece polisher. I'm telling you now, look, you are just so full of crap, and we know who you are. We knew what you are. You've called me a little worm, being paid asset, this, that, and the other. I know what you are, and people are learning what you are, and this is why I won't get off your back. And I will continue to make videos about how much BS you're putting out and how full of it you are and how you're taking advantage of vulnerable people. It's going to continue to happen. And to the nerve to say such things and take them from a guy who, by the way, was soon after this arrested and jailed for fraud and is still inside.
And the one who's got the taser just threatened to taser me. Yeah, did you? Right, it's on my camera.
If you can work yourself out then, can you?
Could you let go of me?
No.
It's just laughable. You are a joke. And I will continue to ensure that everyone knows it and laughs at you. And, you know, soon the majority will tip in the favour of the truth and not of your lies.
This is my first video back. Some may not like it, but, you know, this is what I've been doing for the last 2 years now. Nearly the anniversary of my first video. 2 years. Started with this fake king nonsense. And then where are we now? Gone full circle. 2 years later. I've just taken 2 months off and I come back to find out you guys are thinking of hooking up a whole new story. Look, I'm open-minded. Alright, so let's bring the evidence to the fore. For me and Justice to review. Immediately. Guys, if you guys have seen any of this so-called evidence about this bloodline to the throne, you know, submit it to me. You guys see it first. Send it to me so we can review it, and we'll be open-minded. We'll do our due diligence like we did before. And what happened with that? You know, and it only takes, you know, someone with the willing to want to know the truth, not to accept what they hope to hear, what they want to hear, to want to know the truth, to find out the truth. And that's why I'm seeker of truth. So guys, over the people that are giving you reason and evidence and, you know, continually showing you, you know, reality, you're going to believe these guys, the guys that, you know, that made this fake King documentary, that promoted this, that, you know, lied about it as well. Knew the truth all along, but I'll see where it was going. In front of how many people? And so you've got Charlie Ward. You know, if you haven't seen 30 Reasons I Don't Trust Charlie Ward, go and watch it. You know, I know I showed a bit of that earlier. But David Mahoney, this guy.
Number 12, Friends with David Mahoney. David Mahoney is an actor that's been in some B-list movies. He also produced and hosted the Hidden King documentary. This promoted the now debunked conman king, Greg Hallett.
I think it's brilliant because the first time round, the most important part about what Mahoney did with King John III was expose the fact that the Queen is not the legitimate bloodline.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll follow up on that. Have you got a contact details, Charlie?
Yes, I have.
Hey, Charlie, David, look, I'm asking nicely now. Can you just, because you never have before, you said this so many times, the thing that this did was it, you know, it proved that the current royal family isn't legitimate. Can you please, because apart from these, you know, Greg Hallett putting forward these documents that were completely ignored, dismissed, were complete bullcrap, and that, you know, I and me and others completely, you know, proved that this guy was a liar. Can you show me where, specifically, and show the evidence? And I know you don't like to give evidence. I know you don't like to you know, show evidence, Charlie. I know, David, you try, bless you. Can you please actually outline where your work proved the illegitimacy of the crown? That would be great. We all look forward to your response video on that, and showing this evidence, showing where you did do that, and showing why we should trust you with anyone else claiming to be king right now. That would be great. We would really appreciate it, this whole community. Thanks.
Well, I've got time for one last margarita before I go to the airport, and look at that. It's a gigantic one.
You may have been drunk in that video, correct?
There's a possibility of that, yes, sir.
You poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint.
That's my favorite size. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. I gotta run. I've had a haircut. As soon as I get my haircut, I stop sweating. My head is where all the information comes in now, so it's always hot. So yeah, cheers, guys. I'll see you really soon.
All of this information is coming in your head, so it's hot. I mean, where was this information coming before Mahoney? I know I said I'd given an explanation before around why I've been absent. And guys, I'm sorry for the audio issues as well that I've had through this video. But, you know, we all have real life problems. I try to keep my personal situation separate from my M-Seeker videos and life, as it were. But, you know, I've taken a couple of months off, and it was a much needed sabbatical. And just to give a bit of background on that, you know, like I said, I try and keep my life private, but to share with you, you know, I've had a hard time over the last couple of months. At one point I was homeless. I've had, you know, health problems within my family that I've had to worry about. I've had my own personal health problems, and making these videos, I'm always out to try and help people with their mental health and with all this stuff that's going on in the world. And it got to a point where I thought, you know, I needed to look after myself and my family. And that's all it was. I'm just like you. I'm just like one of you, you know. We all have our own problems going on. So, you know, there was that. And, you know, I thank you to all who have sent messages of concern and have supported me. And, you know, it's supported my channel. You know, I don't ask for, you know, much support when I'm doing my videos. You know, I might leave a link to my buy me a coffee. I don't sell anything. I don't, you know. I do notice, and I do appreciate, and I do try and message back everyone that, you know, donates to keep my channel going. You know, I think this is the first time I've ever mentioned this verbally on air. I've got a buy me a coffee. If you guys want to support me and this channel and keep this content going, there is a link in the description to do that, and people have been doing that, and I do appreciate you. I do see you. I try to message you all back, and I will do that going forward to anyone that supports my channel, and I do thank you very much. I wanted to say that on air, so you all know that I do appreciate you. I really do. Yeah, so obviously with the the situation I've been in, that's why I've got a green screen set up. That's why I've had audio issues with my mic on this video, and I got so much backed up that I need to report on, and I will report on them. And this video that I was planning to do, had 3 key points that I wanted to go through, and I've ended up doing this one video on this one key point. And I think it's important actually that I make 3 videos on the 3 key points, and more to come on the Great Awakening tour, which I missed in my absence. I didn't miss it, but I didn't report on it. More to come on that, and also Simon Parkes. I reiterate that I was away for no other reason than personal reasons. Simon Parkes put out a video recently implying that someone had disappeared off their social media, stopped making videos, and had to send emails apologising to everyone because he took them to court and won for defamation. 2 people, I think, implying me and Marie Chiali. I think that's bull crap anyway. So Simon, if you want to show all of your avid followers the proof of this public case, go ahead. It wasn't me, it wasn't Marie. All of these people brainwashed in his comments saying, well, he's vindicated now. All the criticism, all the evidence put against him, he's now vindicated. Oh, I'm so glad you won that case. Now I know that you're a trustworthy guy. No, it wasn't me. I don't think it was anyone, to be honest. I think this was a play. I'll make a video on that anyway, more about that. But it wasn't me. I'm here to say I stand by the videos I made. They're still on my channel. Go back and watch them. There is one though that he managed to get taken down for a defamation complaint, and that was the one that we did live with Truth Seekers, with many other Kevin Moore and many other the Alethea Project, many other people, and it seems to be taken down of all of our pages for defamation complaints. So I'll upload that to BitChute and Rumble and my website, so you guys can go watch that now. But I know that over 20,000 of you already watched it on my channel. So I will upload that imminently, so you guys can watch that elsewhere. I think if you're in the US and other places, I think it's only the UK that it's banned. I think, not entirely sure. But yeah, that was the video, the hidden truth behind Simon Parkes. Guys, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Great to see you again, great to be back, and yeah, till the next time. I've been MC Secret Truth. Thank you very much.
Without me.